Good afternoon, everybody. This is Courageously Encouraged. And, it's spring break. So I'm excited. I'm happy. I finally don't have an assignment due for a little bit. I still got some research I got to do, but it'll be waiting for me in a few days. So I'm just going to take this time to refresh and renew. So I'm just really happy that you're joining me here today, and I have a really encouraging, awesome word. It's about patience. It's about understanding that God is patient, and it's understanding that He's patient with you, and that there are seasons that we each go through that we have to just take the time to soak in and be in and get everything out of that season that we're supposed to get, and stop looking forward to the future so much to our next season and just focus on the season we're in. And so one of the scriptures I want to pull from, because a lot of times we're trying to understand who and how and what God is. His word helps us with that. And the Bible talks about His patience, right? Specifically, I think about 2 Peter 3:9 that says, God is not slow in fulfilling His promises, as some understand slowness, but He is patient with you, not wanting a single soul to perish, but that everyone would come to repentance. And so you get a glimpse of God's character. He's patient. You have to understand He's eternal. He's been here forever. So, He knows that things take time, especially with us, because we're knuckleheads. So what I want us to take from this is that, whatever that season is you're in currently, right? Like, life is about seasons. Like, you're going to be single for a season. Maybe you'll be married for a season. Maybe you'll be a parent eventually one day. Maybe you'll have this job. Maybe you'll get promoted. Maybe you'll do all these things. But there are seasons. You're not going to have every single thing right away. And a lot of these new seasons, they take time. Right? Like, if you're single, you want to be married, you have to cultivate a relationship with God first, and then you have to cultivate a relationship with whoever you're courting, and then you have to become their wife or husband. And then, if you're gonna have children one day, you have to literally, it takes time. It takes you have to do what you gotta do, and then the woman gotta get pregnant, and then it gotta take 9 years or 9 months. My fault, but that's still some time. And so what I want us to understand is that, a lot of times in our society, especially currently in today's society, it's all about milestones. It's all about just stacking up your accomplishments and then just presenting that on social media. And people see that and they don't understand that, for instance, my master's degree took 7 years to get. But I've posted on social media about how happy I am that I have it. And people might not have seen the 7 hard, long years, that season that it took to get my master's and bachelor's degree. And the same thing is for other things, like other promotions and other jobs that you're trying to get, and certain things that you're trying to do. It takes time. Now, one important thing I want to just tie it back to the Bible is in Romans 6:1. Basically talks about God is patient, but it doesn't mean, I just feel it pressed on my heart to share this. That it doesn't give us a liability to just go up and just do what we want and just expect God to just be patient and watch over us and watch us as we make all these mistakes. Because Romans 6:1 says, should we just continue to go on sinning so that grace would abound? By no means. We are those that have died to sin. How can we continue to live in it? And that's not talking about making a mistake here or there, but that's living in sin, just being okay with living in a way that does not please God. So yes, He's patient. He's patient as He watches our hearts strive towards Him and try to do better things and be more like Christ. But He's not really patient if you're just going to want to sit there and just live in sin and do things that don't glorify Him and that don't bring Him any praise, and you don't even feel bad about it. We're supposed to be born again, renewed, And the last thing is a really just an encourager, which is 2 Corinthians 4:16, which basically talks about talks about how yet outwardly we're wasting away, yet inwardly we're being renewed day by day. So just understand that whatever it is, just think about that particular thing. You're in a current season and you're working towards something and you get that thing, that would be great for you, right? I don't know what it is. Maybe you have a bad relationship with your parents and you're hoping that's better. Like I said, maybe you're single, you want to be married. You're married, you want a baby. You're a college student, you want a job. Whatever that is, we have to understand that the process is often more important than the outcome. Your college degree is just a piece of paper. Your job title is just a nameplate. None of these things matter, but it's the trainings, it's the schoolings, it's the things that you went through that really are valuable. that time you spent in your season. And oftentimes we spend so much time looking at our next season, and we don't spend enough time soaking in and just absorbing everything that God's trying to do in our current season, that we miss out on a lot of stuff. We miss out on people that needed us in that certain season because we're so focused on the next thing. So just be patient. Just be in your season. Understand that, God's patience doesn't just cover you just being out there and doing whatever you want to do. But also understand that, like, you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes. I know you guys make mistakes. I know that everybody I know makes mistakes. And we just have to understand that there is a encouraging word that, yet outwardly, as you get older and older, as you waste away, inwardly we're being renewed. Our spirit is not, our soul is not growing old. It's getting renewed. It's getting renewed by God. That every day is a new day that we can just be excited to be alive. So I just want to encourage you to be patient. God is patient with you. Don't just go out there being wild because of God's patience, because no man knows the hour that he's going to die. So, but also when you're striving to be more like Christ, just understand, or you're striving to get whatever the thing that you're trying to do, whatever season you're in, just understand that, outwardly we're wasting away, inwardly we're being renewed. So I just want to encourage you, be patient in your season. If God promised it to you, even if it seems like it's slow, like in 2 Peter, God is not slow as some understand slow. He's patient. There's a difference between patient and slowness. He's not just a lazy God. He's patient. He doesn't want you to get into things that you aren't ready yet for. So just trust him and have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you're on spring break, have a great time too. All right, guys.